Hello and welcome to this TRIRIGA UX presentation. My name is Eric Takahashi and I'll be giving you a quick technical overview of work task services and work task UX applications. This session will not cover in depth feature by feature of the both apps. The objective here is to give you an overview of the technical aspects of the apps. So if you want to customize them, you will have a direction of where to start looking. This is the agenda for this presentation. First, I'll talk a little bit about metadata, and then second part, I'll talk about the application structure. On this presentation, I'll be covering the technical aspects for work task services and work task applications. So you can see on the screen that both applications are very similar, and this happens because they share common components. These are the modules where the data sources live. Try work task services and try work task hold the data sources used on each application. These are the view files used by the applications. Notice the production file name and the development file name. When customizing the app, you will work with the development file. The production file is generated by the vulcanization process. If you are not familiar with vulcanization, there is a video session explaining how that works. Another web view metadata used in the applications are these two, TriApp task list and TriApp comments. These two are application components, which means that they are common app components. They are similar to the platform components because they can be reused inside another apps. Since they work as a component, they don't have a production and a development file. The important thing to be aware when customizing both app components is that you need to consider other apps using them to make sure you will not cause a regression on the functionalities. These are the application metadata record. Notice the exposit name that you will use to access the apps using this URL format. Now I'll talk more about the views, starting with the Work Test Services app. As mentioned before, to customize the app, you need to work with the TriView dev file. Notice here that we have a TriRoutes Work Test Services component. I'll talk more about this next. The TriRoutes is where the application routes are defined. So here we can see the different routes used inside this application. Here you can see the major sections of the work test services. There are mainly two sections, the portal services section and the task list section. The task list is the tri-app task list app component that I mentioned before. The portal services section displays only the services that the current logged user has license and permission. It uses the triplet auth check platform component to check if the current user has authorization. An important thing to mention about TriMain work task services is that it is a component lazy loaded. For components like this, usually there is a file with the same name with the suffix imports. So here we have the TriMain work test services with the code, and here we have TriMain work test services imports with the components to be imported. Inside TriView work test services dev, there's a call to load the resource TriMain work test services. You will see other applications with the same lazy loading implementation for different components to improve the loading performance. Another important thing to notice inside TriMain work test services is the HTML style element. Notice that it has an attribute called include. Those includes are defined inside TriStyle's work test services app. Here we have the include of work test services shared app layout styles. If we check the TriStyle file, we will find the CSS imported. A TriStyles file works as a CSS library. You can use it to define common CSS styles used by different components inside an application. Other apps also use the same concept like work task and try app task list. As mentioned before, try app task list is similar to the platform component. You can reuse it inside another apps. Its main file is tryapptasklist.html. Like work test services, it is lazy loaded and it has a try routes to define its own routes. In this case, each tab is a route. For TriApp task list, it was implemented the concept of service. A service is a component that manages one or more data sources used by the app. How it works. Basically, every time the try service is used inside a component, a new instance of it is created. All data sources are created only in the root instance. All methods associated to a data source will exist inside all instances, but only the one in the root will actually interface with the data source. All new data coming from a data source will be propagated across all instances, which means that all instances will provide an updated data from the data source. The goals of a service are removal of event propagation and capture for handling data and executing actions. Encapsulation of the application logic for handling data and actions instead of having it scattered through the application code. Improve the application code maintainability. And finally, avoid defining the same data source inside different components. One more important feature to mention about TriApp task list is the table and card view. The task list can be displayed either on a table view or card view. This is handled by tricom card and table view.html. Now I'll talk about work task app. As mentioned before, to customize the app, you will need to work with the TriView.dev file. This is a standalone application, so the portal services bar we saw on Work Task Services is not available here. As the other applications I talked about, Work Task application also have lazy loading, routes, and services. For work task application, there are the main routes, but also subroutes. The subroutes are defined inside these TRIRIGA files. Like the routes I mentioned before, work task application has also more services. The reason for this is to keep the data sources more organized. So instead of having one single services with dozens of data sources, there are more services that organize the data sources by functionality. For example, try services asset will hold the data sources associated with the asset functionalities. Try service location will hold the data sources associated with the location functionalities, and so on. This is the home page of Work Task application, and notice that it is very similar to the Work Task services with the task list. The task card will take you to the task detail page, and the new task button will take you to the new task page. Inside the new task page, we have another TriApp component called TriApp Comments. TriApp Comments is a component responsible to manage the comments section. It will add and list the comments, and the comments could be a text, an image, or both. This is a more simple component. It is only lazy loaded. It doesn't have routes or services. And that's it for this session. Thanks for watching.